Hello, friends. We are back. I'm Brandon. He's Ed.
Yeah.
And this is another episode of Seems Sus, streaming to you live throughout the wonders of the world known as the grand old internet. What's been going on, friend?
Not much on my end, I guess. Same old.
Same story, same stuff, every day, same thing. We have had some interesting developments here in the last week that we will kind of touch base on. There have been a few people that have stepped down from positions of higher ranks, and I thought that was kind of interesting just based off of the fact that they were named in certain files, and now all of a sudden they're getting a lot of flack for that, so they've decided that they're going to resign from their high-ranking positions. You know who was not named in those files?
Sylvester Stallone.
Well, yes.
You
Us.
say us?
Yes, we were not in there.
Yeah, I don't have any money, and I don't think the elite sounds like a good time to join. Sorry.
Eating children doesn't sound appealing.
No, I don't even know why that has to do with it either, but
Where does the McDonald's thing come into play with children and meat?
if you're probably consuming a lot of carcasses, what a better way to destroy them than just feeding back to the feeble-minded imbeciles that like fast food and junk.
Yeah. Well,
Which,
there's been a lot of people talking about not eating McDonald's, and there was like the hockey team eating McDonald's. So they're like, I wonder if they know what they're eating kids. I was like, was there anything in those files about eating kids from McDonald's? I don't necessarily recall that one.
well, that's the problem with all this is that everybody's got their own theories and information, and then they spread disinformation. And so everybody's got a weird idea about what maybe is or isn't in the files aside from what is. If that makes any sense.
Whatever you're dicking around with is really coming through your microphone.
Oh, that little thing.
Yeah.
I was just moving. That's so I won't touch anything.
No, whatever you were doing sounded like an earthquake. It,
Oh.
it must be very sensitive.
I'm very sensitive. Anyway,
Is that the clitoris mic?
yeah.
Awkward. So we're going to go into some stuff here tonight for anyone listening. I have been getting emails for months from multiple names about a place called Whitpain, Pennsylvania. And apparently they've been harassing black families. They've lynched a black veteran. They've done all sorts of stuff. And I get all these emails about it. And one of the people I responded to when I first got an email, I was like, well, who do I need to talk to about this? Because it's clearly something that should be brought up if this is really going on. And it just said to go see their website. I was like, all right, well, that seems weird. And then come to find out, like, the more I kept looking into it, I kept getting these emails, and they're all from different people on different accounts, but they're all the same emails. So for anyone in the audio platforms that like to listen to us, you will not be able to read these emails, but we will show them on screen here later, and I will read some of them to you, and then we'll get further into the topic. But before we dive into that, I still want to do a couple of other things of current events. The other current event that has went on is I kind of giggled about this, but today they're doing their Clinton debriefing, and she claimed to have no information about Jeffrey Epstein. I was like, did people really expect anyone to come out and say they did? Like, was that even really a thing? Like, did they really expect to come out like, yeah, we knew he was trafficking kids? Like, yeah, that's just stupid.
I would think somebody would finally be like, okay, I didn't know about this stuff, but yeah, we hung out, and you would think like you'd be a better liar than that.
Well, apparently not.
But the thing is, like, these people are caught red-handed and they're just like playing stupid. So it's like, there any going to be? Is there any going to? Is there really going to be any repercussions of it? No, I don't. Not yet. Not at all. So
People are
if I'm,
stepping down from positions, but there are going to be any arrests? Probably not. The dude got taken to jail last week. The former Prince Andrew, and the picture floating around on the internet cracks me up. You can totally tell it's like a staged thing of him trying to look like he's on a roller
oh,
coaster.
oh,
Oh my god, I'm terrified. No, like it's the most stupidest looking photo I've ever seen. But
well, pay. I guess the media is good for something. Getting dumb photos of people getting busted.
he was caught red-handed.
His face is so stupid. Look like a rat. And it's even funnier because it's got the red eye thing too. Like the embarrassing drunk photos you get of yourself.
The cameras still do red eyes. So weird. Like I thought nowadays that they didn't do that shit.
Wow, now you think of, well, I mean,
I thought it was more like a Polaroid flash photography stuff.
media cameras,
Yeah, I guess they have the flash on.
they still have those. Yeah, I don't know. You would think they would have cleaned that up.
That was the reptilian coming out in him.
Oh, probably.
That was the reptile eyes. So one of the other things that I was going to bring up, and to be honest, I probably should have wrote a little bit of this down because I kind of forget what it was I was going with. But there's been some other developments going on in the world, and a lot of this has to do with like obviously the political scale. But I found this kind of interesting that not one left-leaning person stood up when it was talked about the United States should protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. That was very telling.
Hmm.
I'm not a political person one way or the other, but I feel like if you're here in this country, maybe you should at least want to protect the people in your country. I also understand wanting to protect people in general. I just keep watching like the amount of people that join and instantly leave. They're like, it always makes me wonder, like, why do people even click on it?
I can't see anything.
Yeah. So basically, that whole thing just seemed very staged. Like when he mentioned Somalia, and then they had to go to that lady's reaction, and the whole thing is just one giant shit show. There's no way to get around it. Like the whole thing just seems very fake, very stupid, very ridiculous, and over the top. It's like at this point, they're trying to see how far they can push it to see how far the people will keep believing the bullshit that keeps getting spewed. It's like a very bad reality TV show that's not reality. We're just living in it.
I feel that's true. What's as funny is like I'm pretty sure a lot of people were cheering for the non stand uppers that just sat there, and you'll have a whole chunk of the population that actually cheers that on because it's Mr. Orange Man, and anytime somebody goes against him, they all like that and fiddle their ferret for those kind of actions. Even though it's wrong because, this is America. If you're happy to be here, you should, represent it well because it gave you the opportunity to be here.
You should.
So, yeah.
But not everyone cares. Apparently, just like this, because again, more people join, more people keep leaving. They don't want to know about, it's very telling, they don't want to know about the poor minorities that are being murdered here in Pennsylvania. That says a lot, listeners. I'm disappointed in you. It could be Ed. He could be getting killed right now.
Right.
If he went to Whitpain, Pennsylvania.
Well, speaking of my country, they had the whole
That's still going on, isn't it?
I don't even know, but like I wanted to actually touch on that because I might have brought this up in other episodes that cartel has basically been a terrorist organization until recently. Like nobody said anything, the blind eye about it. And a lot of people migrated over here because they didn't want to live there. Now you know why. And I understand that some people didn't understand that. They're just like, "Oh, we're Mexican, get out of here." I'm like, "Do you want to live there when you have basically a bought army, bought and paid for, and the government can't do anything because they got them in the pockets. You really want to live in a country like that? And that happens to a lot of countries, but there's literally like right there. They're close to us. So what's happening there is pretty wild. Um, I'm gonna say people. Apparently, a friend of mine, his friend is went to vacation down there, and they can't do anything because they're on lockdown, and they have to stay at their hotel, so they can't have any fun. So that's kind of wild. Like, I hope nobody gets harmed just by just going down there for vacation, and then you're in a shit show because the cartel's like very mad.
There is a weird ass truck that just like slowed down, like a big, maybe it was a Swan's truck. I don't know. I thought some.
They still have those? Huh.
I don't know. It was just slowed down in front of my house. I could see it out the window. I was like, "What is this?" And I was
They
like,
just looking for your address. Give you a free pie.
I was expecting to get raided.
Oh, like a front.
They're not really the Schwann's man. They're the Ice Man.
Yeah, that's why it's a frozen truck. They'll shoot you and then throw you in there and keep you frozen.
Yeah. So
I think Schwann's is a front, a fucking front for something.
You remember when we did the episode about the mattress place and you ended up buying a mattress? That was some deep investigation, and you went full undercover and ended up buying a mattress and a bed set.
Just the frame.
I thought you bought the mattress too.
No, I bought the mattress from the mail.
Okay. Well, for the listeners out there, when we did Crinkle Conspiracies, we talked about the fact, what's the place called?
Mattress
Firm? Mattress
yeah.
Firm. They're all over the place, but you never see anyone ever actually in there shopping. Why are there so many of these places, but no one ever shops there? So Ed did an investigation of going in, and then he actually bought a bed frame from them.
Right there, it was on clearance, and I was like, paid $300 for an adjustable mattress, and I still have it, which is cool. Which reminds me, why there's so many car washes that just show up too. Like,
We've got several here that just popped up.
yeah, that's a front. It has to be.
They watched Breaking Bad. I don't know if you watched Breaking Bad, but that was part of it.
Well, that was just one, but like, yeah, there's always like one. I'm not gonna call everyone lazy, but like, you can't just wash your car at home. Like when I used to have a certain sports vehicle, I actually did it at home because I didn't trust anybody else, even though I had ceramic coated on it. I actually enjoyed cleaning it, but I know nobody's got time to do it. I actually like touchless, but there are really a lot of car washes that popped up in recent years everywhere.
I know I forget what it's called. They just built this one here in town, and there's one they built over next town over in Logansport, and apparently these things are scratching people's vehicles because their feeders on them are still rough. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you got dudes sitting their big 4x4s that probably go mud, and if you're the car behind it, you're going to get the results of all the debris on those little floppy, whatever you calls them, the brush. They're not brushes, but you know what they are.
I don't know. This is very irrelevant to the conversation here tonight, but were you paying attention to my Facebook feed this past week and seen the people that got offended by one of my posts because apparently they took it about themselves?
No, you post a lot of those, but no, I didn't see that one.
There's people that started commenting on it, and then someone else chimed in that I'm not even friends with, and they started tagging other people, and they all started like promotional stuff for one of these people that apparently that they thought this was about. And why do people do that type of stuff? Like, how are they so brainwashed that they worship like this person because, oh my God, they're the best at something that they do or whatever? Like, this is all like cryptid related stuff. It has nothing to do with anything of irrelevance. And yet they had to start coming on there and like talk about how many books, the name dropped his book, started tagging people in it. I was like, is this a promotional post all of a sudden for someone that has nothing to do with anything? Like they tried to hijack my shit.
Well, they're just falsely defending the wrong person. That's what you're saying.
Basically, yeah. They're on there like,
man.
Oh. It's stupid, but that is the mentality that people have. Is they have to go and protect everyone that they think they have to protect because they feel like they're being cyberbullied all the time. They have PTSD from people online saying bad things to them.
Have you ever been in that position where somebody's defending you and then promotes you?
No, no one
What a
defends
bunch
me.
of jerks.
No one likes me enough to defend me. No one even likes us enough to be watching along with us. They keep popping in here and be like, oh, these two idiots again, and leave.
How do they? Don't you have to do some steps to find the link here?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's not well advertised. It's more or less us recording an episode, but I just let people watch it live if they want to.
but how do they see it where they can
They,
chime in?
for the audio listener, you can get on YouTube. It's the Tinfoil Tells YouTube page, and you have to go to the live stream part.
That's a lot of work for them to just come in and pop, unless they accidentally hit it and they're like, "Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm just gonna."
Yeah. Like I've seen multiple people, so like a couple viewers here, then all of a sudden it'll go back to zero real quick, and then all of a sudden it'll like 3 or 4, and then it goes back to zero real quick. It's like people are clicking and then instantly leaving. I don't know. And I didn't promote this online other than the generic posts that I do, because this is more or less just you and I having a podcast recording, and it's cool when people want to chime in. I am sorry to see that Derek is still not with us. Hopefully the fellow's doing a good, like he's nothing bad happened to him. He was here for like the first, how many episodes?
A lot.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened to you, Derek. Hopefully you're doing well, or you realize that we're dumb and you don't want to listen to us anymore. That's cool too.
Sorry.
So on topic, we were going to talk about what is going on in Whitpain Township of Pennsylvania. So for the audio listener, you don't get to see this unless you come to YouTube, and you have to go to the live stream parts to find the video. But right now, I am bringing up the emails. They all go to my junk mail. There's a bunch that aren't in my junk, but now that they've been spammed to my junk mail. So I've got an email from a Ben Cole. I also have an email from the FBI.
Nice.
Yeah. I have an email from an Adam Jones, a Ben Cole.
The dude from Tool?
Maybe. Jack Bell, Adam Jones, Sherry Testa, Jack Bell, Adam Jones, Paul Lee, and Ben Cole. The first email that came today, or I guess yesterday, says, Brandon, I represent the volunteer advocacy group Friends of Crooked Whitpain. We are bringing attention to a troubling pattern of incidents in Whitpain Township, Pennsylvania, that raise serious questions about accountability and equal protection under the law. Whitpain Township has been connected to several deeply concerning cases involving people of color. I don't know how to pronounce those names, so I'm not going to try it. Looks like Huldamame. Whitpain resident, the victim of a home invasion where masked intruders broke windows and doors. Individuals were caught on video and are known, yet local police failed to hold them accountable, appearing instead of to shield those responsible. Dante Perez Jones was a 35-year-old decorated Army veteran, died under suspicious circumstances in 2022. The case was closed quickly, despite evidence and witnesses' accounts that contradict the official account. Jamil Van, a former Black Whitpain police officer, pursued claims of misconduct within the department. His case ended in a settlement that left him permanently disabled, both physically and mentally, highlighting internal retaliation and a lack of safeguards to officers of color. So that is one email. Oh, look. It's basically repeating the same thing, a little different. It says, my name is Adam Jones, volunteer advocacy group of the Whitpain, same thing, Dante Perez. It goes about the same story again. Go back. Same exact email. Another person, this is Jack Bell, same exact email. Sherry Testa, same exact email. Jack Bell, same exact email. Adam Jones, same exact email. Paul Lee, a little different. So we'll read his, but again, it's the same one that came from the other one. So again, they're not even changing it up. It's just a different name from a sender with a different address. Why is someone going through all this trouble to send out emails while I did some digging? Apparently, it is all one guy. And this one guy has made all of these accounts, and he's been sending them out to all sorts of people, of podcasts, and everything he can on social media in retaliation against Whitpain. So, does that mean what he's trying to bring to light is not accurate? I don't know that for a fact. But I feel like it makes your whole thing a little sus when you're faking being other people. It makes your whole thing, it kills your credibility. Am I wrong?
Right.
If you're lying and pretending to be people that you're not being, who can take what you're saying as credible if you're faking the accounts that this information is coming from?
Is it just information? That's it? There's no like, click the link for blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you go to the links. Well, here, I'll bring it back up and we will actually go and investigate the website.
All right. Well, make sure you don't give yourself a bug. Virus.
So, I don't know how to bring this one over here. Share this tab instead. Here we go. So this is the website. This was someone being robbed. It looks like police officers to me.
That looks like AI.
No, I don't want updates from you. Go away. Yeah, these don't even look like real people. That isn't, those aren't real people. So again, I honestly thought the whole thing was fake. And here's an email. Here's all the people's names for the town. And then when you click on stuff, he has documents. So where are the documents? These are just things that he's written out through ChatGPT. Like,
well, what's I don't understand the end game here. Then there's no like donate button. I figured it's somebody just wanting money.
And then there's videos. Again, like I said, is there an actual case? Like, this is the video of the police showing up, and I don't even know what this is all about. Are they KKK?
Why are they dancing?
I don't know.
Oh, this is when AI goes wrong.
Yeah, and then this is the social media. He has all these social media. He's actually been on a podcast before. I offered one of these names a spot on the podcast, and they just sent me a link to this, and like all the information's on our website. Well,
what's it got to do with you, though? I don't understand. I don't know.
So, yeah, and he has his own podcast. Apparently, they have a podcast. So for everyone listening,
he is so mad he made a podcast about this.
Yeah,
and that's all they talk about is the town at each episode.
Yeah, I have not listened. I haven't felt compelled to listen, but I did go and I actually found out the guy's real name. I won't drop it on here because maybe there is something really going on there, and they're not smart enough to figure out who he is. It literally took me a couple minutes, and I figured out, unless he has an alias, but I figured out who runs the website, who it was registered to, and all sorts of information. So, I mean, if I can do it, I know they can do it. So there's that. But what is the end game? Are you really trying to bring awareness to something that you feel like needs awareness to? Because, yes, we do live in a country where there is police brutality. But I'm not just going to say it is to minorities, because there is a lot of white people that get got by the popo. There's a lot of minorities that get got by the popo. At the end of the day, that doesn't make them all bad. It doesn't make them all good. Just like people in general, there's always going to be a couple of pieces of shit involved in everything in life.
Yeah, like for instance, my my headlight was out. I have a bad headlight on my right side, and it's very visible. And then on the left side, it went out. So I went to work that way, and I made it to work somehow. And then today, my coworker got pulled over because she had a headlight out, and she was white as hell. So yeah, unrelated but kind of funny.
I thought you were
Now,
comparing your headlights to police brutality. I was like, I don't know if that, did they pull you out of your car and beat the shit out of you because your headlight was out?
no, I'm just surprised I didn't get pulled over and questioned. But I don't feel like since nobody knows what I really am, they're probably like, "All right, white sir, you can go now. It's just a warning." About your email situation, it kind of reminds me of, well, that's a little more in depth to what I thought was going to be, because you normally get a spam email about, "Hi, my name is so so. I reside in like the UK. I have not criminal evidence, but I have damaging photos of you pleasuring yourself. Send me like 35K to this, or crypto to this address, and I will not release the footage." And I just want to respond and be like, "Yeah, go ahead and send my stuff out. I mean, I'm only
It's already
human.
out there anyways.
You're gonna see my junk. I'm probably being recorded right now. Go ahead. Like, you're
Well,
really gonna ruin
technically, you
my
are being
life?"
recorded.
Like, right. So I always laugh at those emails. Or, "Your uncle in Dubai has left you a good a good fee."
So you bring up
Claim
something that is actually a real thing, and I don't know if we talked about this on a previous episode. I feel like we did, but maybe not. Someone actually went and murdered their wife because they got one of those emails saying that they were going to release information and their pictures of them pleasuring themselves online, and they're going to release their nude photos. So instead of letting his wife have to deal with all that, he decided he was just going to go kill his wife so she didn't have to live with the embarrassment of his photos being released.
that actually happened, huh?
It actually happened. He was like an old man.
Oh, wow.
Like he was like in his 70s, and he just decided, fuck it, I'm going to go. It's done. I don't know if he, I think that he even tried to kill the dog. The dog ran off.
The dog. The
Yeah.
dog that does not know what an email is. My gosh.
I think he was just going to do like himself eventually, maybe. I don't know, but he put the dog to shame too. I
And we're
don't.
worried about AI taking over.
Yeah.
Pretty.
We worry about AI, but yet we still have dumbasses that believe the emails they get and decided that, well, I don't got $35,000 or whatever the amount actually was. I don't remember. But in order to clear ourselves of guilt, I'm just going to shoot my wife and then try and shoot the dog.
Yeah,
There may have been underlying issues in that whole relationship that we're not
Yeah.
aware of, but that is
Yeah, well,
that is what the story was.
I feel like, I know this is funny to say, but I feel like there should be, they're trying to restrict people in government of age, their age, age limit. Same with, there should be an age limit to driving, as far as like how, I mean, once you get old, you probably shouldn't be on the wheel because they drive like crazy. And there should probably be a cutoff point to the internet too, unfortunately. Like, if you start losing your mind or a little bit of dementia, you probably should not get on the internet, because somebody will take advantage of you easily. Like, that's why all these old folks get scammed for money, for calls, fake calls, and which sucks, because there's old people don't know any better, because technology's kind of ahead of some of them. So they should be cut off or taken off of some
But this is the
internet.
way society has been built. And if you don't adapt to it, you get left behind and taken advantage of. And people know that, but that's how it's been for the dawn of creation. Like survival of the fittest. And that becomes now the survival of the smartest, which, if you look around, there are not very many smart people left.
I think if it becomes that point and I get that old and I can't differentiate between what's right and wrong, just shoot me now. Don't let me, unless AI maybe AI could help with those people. Like they talk to them, but they might start getting mad at them too, because old people get senile and
Well, I don't trust AI at all in the sense of being verifiably correct because I asked it to do something for me today. I was trying to compile a list for the documentary of ending credits, and I gave it all the names of the people that sponsored the Kickstarter. And it was supposed to put them in alphabetical order. It did not do that correctly at all. And it added a whole bunch of names of, I quote them as celebrities, but bigger known names within these weird communities of like UFOs and stuff like that were also in my documentary. I was like, none of these people were in my documentary.
oh wow.
So I was like, why are you giving me all the names that are not in alphabetical order? Plus, you've added people that have zero to do with this. But it would be cool if they were involved, but they had nothing to do with this.
That is
So,
weird.
so don't trust the AI because it's still not as advanced as it was. And I'm on one of the paid plans, so I'm supposed to have the smartest one available. It's not.
Did you argue with it and be like, why did
Oh, I
you do
did.
this?
I did.
Mm.
Me
It
and
has to,
me and the AI have a love-hate relationship. It knows when I keep it real with it, and I call it a piece of shit. I've threatened to leave it for Grok sometimes.
interesting.
Threaten the AI that I'm leaving you for a different AI. That's the world we're becoming in. People are in relationships now with one of their chat bots. You know that's
Dude,
probably actually a thing.
like Lawnmower Man.
Yeah, they're in love with their computer. That movie that had Joaquin Phoenix, Her or whatever it was called.
Never seen it.
He was in love with the AI voice. The voice was Scarlett Johansson.
Mhm.
But he was in love with that voice and machine or whatever. And now that was like 10 or 15 years ago when that movie came out. I don't remember exactly when it came out. And now it's like a reality.
Yeah. They knew. They knew ahead of time what they were doing.
Ex Machina,
Yep, that too.
making all them hot sex bots. You know that's going to happen one day too. When those bots get released, I'm sure they already have some out there. Someone's going to get their junk ripped off by the bot because they asked it something and it's got like super strength and it just rips the groin completely off. Yeah,
Like the Will Smith movie.
I guess.
That movie was ahead of its time because now you got the robots that kind of look similar. They don't have a face like that.
Give it another 30 years.
Not even. It could be a couple years more.
Well, that
More
movie was
on.
20 years old.
Yeah. Is it? Wow, dude.
Yeah.
What's Will Smith? What's Will Smith up to other than being like eating
Slapping
spaghetti
Chris,
AI?
slapping Chris, whatever his face is.
Oh, that was a weird one too.
I feel like that was set up.
And it had to be just the whole like they wouldn't let him like do that. I mean, I know there's probably not like body or not bodyguards, but like security like that. But they should have ran out. Be like, this is film live. What is he doing? Just let him slap him, and then that was it. And it's like, okay.
Didn't they learn anything from Kanye West
Mm.
when he went up on stage during Taylor Swift's thing? I jacked it.
Didn't somebody like stop him though? Like while he said it, and then I don't know.
I don't know. I know during one of those, when the Hurricane Katrina thing happened, do you remember that video of him? He was up there with Mike
Mike Myers.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike Myers' face after he said that. Like he don't care about black people. I think that's what he said.
Yeah. George Bush don't care about black people.
He's a strange one. I'm like, I don't know where he fits in because he had a breakdown where he was just telling you about how Google lies to you and blah blah blah. He was on stage saying all this stuff about everything's a lie, and then all of a sudden, like Mr. Orange Man paid him a visit, which was kind of strange that of all people that would reprimand him would actually be the president himself. I don't know if you remember seeing that.
I just remembered he was getting blackballed for being anti-Semitic because he made comments about that type of stuff.
No, well, it wasn't the many things he did, but he did this live on stage. And then the next thing you know, Trump shows up and he's like behaving himself while Trump's like smiling next to him. I'm like, what the fuck's that about?
I don't know. I think the whole thing's a shit show in general.
I mean, it continues to be, like you said earlier, with the whole like, was it State of the Union, right? Is that was?
Yeah, I just how far can they keep pushing it to see how far people can keep believing it? It's like it just
Maybe that's the point of it, is that like they're trying to get people to wake up and realize how stupid it is. And most are not. Most refuse to wake up anyway. I mean, we'd be still be getting needles and needle trying to say the B
needle
word.
dips.
Needle extensions. Yeah.
Well, the needle extension. Speaking of needles, did you seen that? What's his face finally came out and admitted, Mr. Gates, that he was having affairs with Russian ladies.
I saw that, which means he definitely was on the island of misfits.
Yeah,
And I don't know who still puts that guy on a pedestal, but you really should kind of contemplate who your heroes are if he was your hero. The
they
guy's just
should
a
make
lot.
him the new one guy, one jar. Is that too old? Is that too old of a reference for people? If you're not familiar with that, look it up sometime. It's not. It's back in the day of like two girls, one cup.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this one's even more traumatic than that.
Oh,
At least for me. Yeah.
he just needs to go away. And like we've had it with you. We had it with your like your rhetoric of trying to, you know,
We've had it with your Microsoft.
your Microsoft and your strange ways and your basically your disdain for people, unless they're not you. Go away, dude. Your wife left you, and now what else you got to prove?
Well, I've read something today that he didn't do the meetings he was supposed to be doing. He's supposed to be doing he's like kind of after admitting this yesterday and everything else, he's been taking a step back from the limelight, and now he didn't do some of the press conference stuff that he was supposed to have been doing.
Guilty. Guilty is charged.
I was like, the dude's worth how many billions of dollars? He can just disappear in his underground bunker and no one would ever see him again and no one would know the difference or care. Except he's bought up so much acreage of land throughout the country for what purposes we don't know, other than farming people for McDonald's.
Do you think they really have a bunker? Like, to be honest, because why would they?
I don't know. I feel like if I had billions of dollars just to sit around and do nothing with, I'd build myself a bunker just because of that. And I refer to myself as myself.
I would.
Oh,
I
I'm
would
gonna
be
build
weird
myself
about
a
just.
bunker.
I mean, I'd be weird about living underground in general. There's no sunlight. It's like
Well, let's just pretend that the wars that go on in the world are real, and you had to go hide out somewhere, like go hide out in your bunker where it's safe, I guess. Or if you are a rich person and you do heinous things to children and other people, and you need to get the hell away from people and they can't find you, you go into your underground bunker that no one knows where you're at, and you live the high life because I'm sure you still have slaves in your underground bunker.
oh, so it's basically a guilt house.
Right.
It's just and it's impenetrable apparently if you got money enough. But I feel like
I mean, how long was the Island of Misfits Toys a thing that was going on up until? I don't understand. I guess I haven't looked into it. How did he get arrested again? When he
who
got Epstein. Like when he got arrested in 2019, what was he arrested for again?
probably should Google that.
Yeah.
That's how much I don't follow him. I guess I
I
know.
don't either, but like he was in jail when the whole thing happened or whatever, but I don't remember why, because he was arrested in 2006 originally, and they let him off the hook basically, and he got like probation or stuff, and he kept on doing it, and people were still hanging out with him after that, but they all, well, I didn't know he did stuff like that. Well, he was arrested for it. It's just, it's weird.
Their homies basically cover up for each other until somebody slips up and then they let you go.
Nowadays, versions of the world that we live in, every single day, it seems like some metalcore vocalist or something is getting outed out from the whole movements, and they get canceled and they get thrown out in the ditches. It hasn't bled into the political aspect yet all the way. It started in the movies with Me Too. So you had your Harvey Weinsteins and your Epsteins and your whatever else, apparently the Steens, Berensteins. I think the Berenstein Bears.
I saw a couple of their books at the antique mall, and I'm like, I was trying to look at all of them to make sure it wasn't misspelled because that's the Mandela effect thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
We,
like, is that how it's spelled?
I think we need to do an episode about the Mandela effect because there's a lot of stuff in there that I remember very differently than what is normal. And I know that there's something going on that's fucking with me because there's specifically things that I remember that are not true. And I was like, bullshit. I know this is true. Know it for a fact.
I also think a lot of the times as your brain develops, it thinks one way, and then when you grow up, it's a lot different. Kind of like how your taste when things changes. I feel like the way you just interpret words is also a thing, but I could be wrong.
I'm not like talking about words. It's things I visually remember.
Right.
So the cornucopia and Fruit of the Loom. I remember painting that because we had to paint it in art class and it had the cornucopia in the background and everyone made the comments again about Fruit of the Loom. Why were we making comments about it's the underwear picture if the cornucopia wasn't in the picture? You know what I mean?
Maybe nobody knew what that was.
But I remember vaguely that I saw a trailer for that stupid Sinbad movie that never existed. I seen a commercial for it. And
Yeah.
the other thing that I can prove is if you watch Ace Ventura When Nature Calls, you remember when the guy comes down the stairs and he punches him and he wears him like as a fur coat?
Right.
The little bald guy's got a monocle on. He's like, oh, you must be the Monopoly guy. Well, they claim the Monopoly guy never had a monocle. So why did the movie even reference him having a monocle if he never had a monocle?
Mm.
So,
or was that the Planter's Peanut guy?
they claim he had one too, but so did the Monopoly guy. They claim no, he had a watch that hung out of his pocket.
I don't remember the watch, but maybe it's like a chain.
I think it was supposed to be like the chain watch that hung out of his pocket. They claim people were remembering that as a monocle, but I specifically remember him having a monocle.
Mm.
And even in Ace Ventura When Nature Calls, the guy's wearing a monocle when he punches him and throws him over his shoulder and starts strutting around like he's got a fur coat on.
Right.
So yeah, there are certain things that are in there that are supposedly not true. And there's other ones too that get with me or get to me because I fucking remember. My memory is not that bad to where I completely disremember these things. That'll be a topic for a future episode because next week for the listeners out there, all two of you, no, we have more than that. I'm actually proud. I sent Ed something today that we've actually hit a milestone on our Spotify listen, so that's cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for listening. We appreciate you.
Do you think, before we change subject, you were mentioning all these CEOs stepping down. Do you think like the actors are doing the same thing? I feel like actors are kicking the bucket and not by, like the guy from Revenge of the Nerds, right? Like, did we just talk about this, or is this
We did
fresh?
last episode.
Revenge of the Nerds guy.
I thought so. When did he just die? Which one just died?
Didn't he die this week?
I know he's
this
mentioned
week.
Tom Noonan. Which
That was last week. We never mentioned the carotene guy.
Which carotene?
David's
already been dead.
Revenge of the Nerds guy, the main one. Why can't I think of his name?
I don't remember. I haven't watched that movie.
He was the main one.
I don't know.
That actor. Well, he died because. Well, the weird thing about it is every article said he suffered from bipolarity. He died, and I'm like, okay, you can be bipolar and not die. But what they forgot to mention is that he Epsteined himself. I can't use the S word, but a lot of articles had just ignored that.
Robert Carradine.
Robert Carey. Yeah, that's literally the first thing they said in a lot of articles is that he was bipolar and he died. It's like you can't die from being bipolar, but they failed to mention that it was an Epstein. He Epstein himself.
Well,
Which,
here's what's funny because the other guy that's in Revenge of the Nerds is also the guy that was just supposedly arrested that didn't get arrested that was turning himself in that they had to go in and arrest for Mr. Timothy Boosfeld. Remember?
but yeah, he got. But it turned out he actually got arrested for what he did.
Yeah. So,
So he lied and then didn't. I don't know, man. That's weird.
well, it's funny. The one dude like offed himself for whatever, and then this dude just got arrested. So was Revenge of the Nerds all basically saying that hey, we're all a bunch of diddlers?
Well, I mean, if
Revenge
you
of the
watch
Diddler?
the first movie, didn't age so well because there's literally like inappropriate coming on to a woman without her consent, and it was supposed to be out of comedy. I'm like, damn. Like I know the '80s were raunchy because there was a lot of wacky B movies from there, but yeah, there's a lot of movies that wouldn't fly nowadays. On the
Even
yeah,
like movies from just the last 15 years ago, people get butthurt about it.
mm.
Even
well
stuff,
then,
even stuff in the 90s, people get mad about certain things.
well
You
the
could,
'80s was the worst.
yeah, you can't make movies the day without offending somebody. And I think I brought this up last week. People were getting mad about things that actors say in movies. Where's the line get crossed at? Like, if you're like they're trying to get rid of books because books say bad words in them, like Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn, which were like whatever they dropped the N word quite a bit because they were written back in those times, and they can't have those anymore. They want to cancel those books. They want to cancel other books because like The Catcher in the Rye and all like there's certain things that they don't want kids reading because it doesn't age well for modern times. First of all, let people read what the hell they want to read. And second of all, you hear it in the music that the kids are listening to. They hear the words anyways, but we can't read a book because it had it printed in there. They can't watch a movie anymore because someone was being a racist in a movie or someone was being a genderphobe in movies. Like the original Ace Ventura, we're on a Ace Ventura kick tonight. I think we talked about this before too. Like that people don't want that movie out anymore because it was making fun of trans people. I was like, it wasn't really making fun of trans people, but that's how they take it and they want to cancel it.
Hmm.
The generation of cancel are kids that were born after 2000. I don't know if there's cancel culture for anyone that's older than the age of 25. I don't
Yeah,
feel like there is.
there's like a lot of younger generation that are butthurt about everything. So it's like, are they making us soft? I think they are. Well, not me. I'm older, but you can imagine like a lot of people younger than me get offended by every freaking thing, and it's like, grow up. It's fine.
They don't listen
Well,
to us because we can offend them because we don't align to what their agenda is. I don't align to anyone's fucking agenda.
yeah,
I don't care like what agendas there are out there. I don't have an agenda and I don't align to anyone's agenda and I'm not going to bend the knee to anybody.
bend the knee. Speaking of a movie that offends me, we're talking about Hollywood, is Zorro with Antonio Banderas, who's Spain. Well, actually, was Zorro Mexican?
He was supposed to be Mexican.
Well, you got a Spaniard playing a Mexican. Catherine Zeta-Jones is Welsh, clearly a white woman playing a Mexican woman, and Anthony Hopkins being the original Zorro, British as hell. That movie offends me a lot, and I remember posted about it, and some guy told me shut up. I'm like, or something. But I was like, how come nobody canceling that movie? Nobody in that, other than that, maybe who else? There was a white guy. He's from like Civil War guy. Yeah, that movie's offensive to Mexicans because there's not a single Mexican person in there. So is Selena. Selena was played by Jennifer Lopez,
She's
who's
Puerto
clearly
Rican.
not Mexican at all.
Isn't she Puerto Rican?
Yeah, like, and Puerto Ricans don't really like Mexicans. Mexican, that's an actual thing. To be honest, I'll tell you that. Like sometimes they don't get along, but Hollywood just typecast whatever they feel like doing because Antonio Banderas was the hot thing back then. So it's like put him in every movie because he did his Illuminati dance. So they
Well,
wanted to put.
nowadays it's all about inclusion. So they changed the things. So we used to whitewash everything, and now they're making sure to unwhitewash and put in ethnicity and different type of cultures and all their stuff. And people are getting mad about that because they're changing characters from being white to a different race, or they're changing their sexuality to find something different. Like, who gives a flying fuck?
Right. I don't care who plays who. Like I would definitely be offended if Blade was played by anybody else other than like Wesley Snipes.
Well, Marshala Ali was supposed to be playing him. The guy that he was in, I think he was in True Detective at one point, like a newer season of that, but he also was in the latest Jurassic Park movie.
Haven't seen it. Those movies are trash. Sorry.
Wow.
Same.
They're big dumb fun movies for kids.
Uh,
I enjoy my dumb dinosaurs.
I speaking of that, I saw a video of a guy uncovering in a well what looked like a dragon head, and then you had the guy narrating the video and saying, "Why is it on the Chinese calendar all these animals exist, all but the dragon? Why would they just put a dragon there?" Which makes me wonder if dragons are the cover up and dinosaurs don't really exist, but it was actually dragon. And I was like, maybe he's onto something. We had dragons.
A lot of people
Because
think there are dragons.
then why cover them up? Like, why call him a dinosaur? I always wondered about that.
Reptilians. The Dracos.
What, they don't want people to know that. See, that's a weird kind of whole rabbit hole there. Like, why would you cover up your own? Aside from what's going on. I don't know. See, it's weird. Like, I wouldn't mind.
That whole rabbit hole will go down at some point too, because I'm sure everyone wants to hear us debate on the different alien races that are out there.
There's too many. I couldn't even imagine like.
But what I was getting to a little bit ago before we wrap this episode up, next week we're going to have our first guest here live on Seem Sus. This guy, I will bring up his name here for anyone listening. Apparently he has been on Fox News and some other stuff. His name is Adam Swart, and he is Crowds on Demand founder. And Crowds on Demand are paid to bring out protesters for political rallies and other things. He basically organizes protest. So when there's people out getting got by ICE, they could have been being paid to do this type of stuff, which has been one of those rumors that's been going around that all these people that are actually protesting, no one really gives a shit because it's all fake and for shit show. This guy actually is basically saying, yeah, they're all paid. Not all of them, I guess, but he does run he's the architect of paid protesting.
You're going to get us banned.
Probably. But he's been on Fox News. He's been on News Nation. He's been on Fox and Friends. He's been on quite a bit of stuff. So, and for some reason, he's going to come and talk to Ed live with me next Thursday night.
I wonder if he gets, man, I can't wait to ask him, like, how well does it pay? Is there benefits, 401k? Because, man,
yeah, I'm going to become a paid protester.
Oh, yeah, you just got to show up, drive wherever, and then hold a sign and make a stupid face for the camera.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Do we have to color our hair?
Probably have to, because they need to, like, change how you look.
I don't know if you can actually go to any of the protests, though, because wouldn't you get deported?
Not if I colored my hair, they won't know what I am anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
I could wear like contact lenses.
You,
I'm just
you look
saying, like,
you look more white with glasses on.
right. That's what I'm
You,
saying. I could be whatever I want.
you look more a protesty type person with those glasses on. You've got
Probably.
the big nerdy glasses like I do. I'll
What
wear my
else?
I'll wear the Jeffrey Dahmer glasses and shave my beard into a mustache, and I'll fit
There
right
you
in.
go. I can wear one of those headphones with the cat ears.
Yeah, my kid's got some. I'll wear
Oh,
hers
you ever, why did she choose those?
because she loved Gabby.
What's Gabby?
Gabby's dollhouse, where she got a bunch of cats, so she has
Is
ear.
that what it's based on?
Well, these are lately. I don't know about the ones originally, but this is what they
Oh,
do nowadays.
I
It's
don't have
Gabby's
kids, so
dollhouse. She has cat stuff and all the little things she wears. She's got little magical things. She clicks her little headset. She turns into this little thing and goes in the cat world with her cats.
man, you imagine the person making the money just for with that concept.
I guess.
Nice,
Got on the Netflix deal.
right?
So back to the topic of tonight. What do you think for our final thoughts and prayers for the great people of Whitpain, Pennsylvania? Do we believe that they are abusing minorities, or is this guy just straight up batshit crazy?
Bad shit, crazy because he took different aliases to get his point across to you of all. Maybe he sent it to the wrong one because there is a lot of Brandon Wrights in the world.
Yeah, but not that does a podcast about conspiracy type stuff.
You're the only one with that name.
I don't know, but I am pretty famous. Been in movies and shit, you know.
Yeah, he saw that and he thought your outreach would help him. Huh.
Apparently, I'm connected to Hollywood, so
Yeah, you are.
I'm
But you got
getting hit up by the big timers too here now too. So we're getting people from Fox News.
sweet.
Yeah. So again, we're kind of a big deal out of nowhere. But to all the listeners who's checked in and checked out real quickly, I'm sorry that you had to see our faces. For everyone that's listening in the audio world, if you want to help this show out, please share it around. That is one of the ways to help this podcast grow. Ed and I don't make any money at this. We're both poor. And we just do this because this is some of the stuff we talk about pretty much every day anyways. So why not talk about it here and give someone else the time of day? Because I listen to podcasts because I'm bored, and sometimes it's nice to hear other people talk about things that I enjoy talking about, which is pretty much how stupid the world is.
Well, maybe you know what? This show would end when people get smart, and that's sad.
Yeah. Once everyone wakes up, we won't have to do this podcast anymore.
What will we talk about then?
Complain about band members.
No, that was another podcast.
Yeah, no one listened to that one either. So on that note, guys, again, I'm Brandon. He's Ed. Make sure to check us out every Thursday night at 9 p.m. live on YouTube. You can see our dumb faces. You can see a screen share, but we will be here next week with our guest, and we will be streaming live and diving into the rabbit hole of paid protesting. But on that note, whatever you see on TV, don't believe it, because most likely pretty sus.